Hi everyone. So let's discuss about another collection type, a map. So let's say you want to represent the information in some sort of key value pair, or I'll say let's say you have a number of attributes are available for one particular object. So let's say one object in a very concrete term like a student object. So student has a number of attributes, let's say name or email ID or age, and you want to represent those name as actual name and then age and actual age like respectively key value pair. So in that case you need to use like a map. Earlier we have used this set and list data type. So both of them are indexing are starting from let's say 0, 1, 2, and you can access individual element from with the indexing 0, 1, 2. So all are integer based index, but in this case the keys values can be any string numbers also. So first we'll try to create map with two different ways. So let me just define first map. I'll create a student variable of type map. Now let's say I want to represent couple of attributes associated with a student. So I can use like a student. I can use such a kind of brackets, and inside that I can give like a key. Let's say name. I want to keep it like a John. Student. Age. Let's say 23. Student. Let's say email ID. Let's say John at abc.com. Okay, so you can see the three different information of this particular student: name, age and email, corresponding values we have set. Now let me just print it. Okay, and let's just run. So you can see now name is equal to John, age is equal to 23 and email is equal to John at abc.com. So earlier we were used to storing just a John 23 and a John at abc.com email, but now individual element value has been associated with key. So you can access individual element with this particular keys like a name, age and email. So in this case this name, age and email are a key, and John 23 and John at abc.com are the values. Let's try to define the same student object with another ways. So let's say we'll use map. Let's define another variable, let's say student1, and we can use here the curly braces, and here only we'll supply all the key value pairs. So I can give like a name colon and a John. So the first value I have set it like name is equal to John. Let's set another value, let's say, so all the value has been comma separated, and the first value you can say string is corresponding to keys and the second key is corresponding to value, and both key and value has been separated by the colon. So here also it will be separated by let's say colon, and the last one email abc@gmail.com. okay, abc.com, John at abc.com. So let me just print the new one. Okay, and let me just run it. So in both the case it has printed exactly similar things. So these are the two ways you can define this map. Now let me just comment this particular part. We're going to deal with any one of them to do what are the operation you can perform on the top of map. So I'm just or I can even comment this part also. So I'm just commenting it. Now let's see what are the data types of this particular student. So I can use like a print student dot runtime type, and if I just run it, it will give me internal link hash map. So it is a type of map only. Now let's say if I want to just know what are the keys are there inside your map. So I can use like let's say keys. For printing any variable, earlier we have used how to print it, so we'll use the dollar symbol and after that curly braces, and inside the curly braces I can just supply student dot keys. So let me just run it. So keys are name, age and email. So this is name, age and email are the keys. Same way if I want just the values, so I can use the another method like values. Okay, let me just run it. So values are John23 and john@abc.com. So these are the values. Now let's say if I want to access one particular value of one particular key, so I can simply use like print, let's say student. I want to access the student name. So it will just return me the student name. So name is John. If I want, let's say, the email, so email is john@abc.com. Let's say I will try to snatch some information whose key doesn't exist. So in that case, it will return me a null because that particular key corresponding value to this particular key doesn't exist. Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead. Now let's say if I want to remove some particular keys, let's say I want to remove the age of this particular John student. So I can use like print. Okay, first let me just remove it and then we'll print it. So student remove. I need to provide the keys, that which particular key you want to remove it. So let's say I want to remove the age. So before removing this age, we'll print the student, and after also we'll print the student. So print student, and here also we'll print the student. So let me just comment this part so it won't get confused while printing on a console. Okay, so I have removed this age part, and so before removing this I have just printed it, and after removing also I have printed. So this part is still printing, so let me just comment it so it won't be we should not be get confused. Okay, let me just run it again. Okay, so now you can see this is a before, so all three keys were present, but now after when I tried to print this particular student object, in that case I have just name and email. The age part has been removed. Now instead of removing just one particular key, let's say I want to remove every single keys. I want to just clear the whole map. I can use simply like a clear. Okay, and first let me just comment this part and let's just run it. So now you can see before there were the three keys and after it was a blank. Okay, let's just comment this part and let's see what more operation you can perform. So let's say you want to find whether your particular map has some particular keys exist or not. So you can use like a student dot contain key and whether it has a name key or not. So if the name key exists, it should return a true because it's a return boolean type return. If I try to say, let's say name 1, it will return false because name 1 doesn't exist. Or I will say, let's say I want to know how many total number of keys are present. So I can use like a length. So there are total 3 keys are present because all the remaining code I have commented. So we have set the 3 total keys. Okay, so we have seen a lot of methods we can apply on the top of this map. You can use like you remove, we have seen put if absent. So if some key doesn't exist, then only you can put it. If that key doesn't, if it already exists, don't put it. So you can use those method. You can add all, so number of different keys at a one stroke only you can add it. Okay, so runtime type we have seen. And okay, so that is all about the map. You can explore more functionality associated with this map. I hope you enjoy listening this video, and see you into next video.